What's up, this is Naked Eli, the mostly unclothed gamer, excited to finally be bringing you my Halo 5 Legendary Speedrun guide. Sorry, I was sick last week, so I'm just getting these guides out. But first, starting out, we have Osiris, a very short mission if everything goes according to plan. Starting out a very specific route. We're going to want to thruster there to dodge Plasma Pistol, hide behind this rock on the left, thruster over the spawn where those two crawlers are, and then as soon as we get up here, thrust immediately. And if you do those three exact things, then I have found that usually you will make it. I actually was untouched in this run, which is pretty rare to not get touched at all. Now we're going to move here. You can see a little slide mechanic to get yourself to immediately grab that suppressor, and then we're going to sprint through that wall with a shoulder charge. And now at this part of the mission, you have two options. One is a trick to get outside the map on the left, but it's extremely difficult. I haven't been able to pull it off successfully and consistently, and Joker told me it takes him like 15 minutes, and starting out it took him about 45 minutes to pull it off, so I decided not to include that in my very first guide. Rather, what I will show you is the routes that you can take to kill as few enemies as possible, since these guys on Legendary are extremely tough. And then later, I'll be releasing a guide, a Halo 5 tricks video, on how to do the out-of-map skip, so you don't have to fight this initial section. Alright, it involves, I can tell you very quickly, the turret on the left and the rotating spinny thingy and launching your body up into the sky. It's pretty cool, and if you go on to Halo runs, the current world record includes it, if you want to check that out. Now, as I move up to here, I keep trying to tell my teammates to follow me so that they can act as a shield behind me. You do have to be quick on this area though if you're going to take this route, because the enemies, the way they're coded in this game, is they like to follow you. So notice this crawler coming up, this soldier coming up, and there's going to be a bunch of dudes. So I actually jump off that ridge here, which you can use to slay these enemies, and then down here there's going to be a couple crawlers waiting for us, and then sometimes a soldier will make his way over. Okay, but the advantage of coming into this little area by going over top rather than down low is we don't attract all of the other enemies who are in the middle of the map and who are closer to that giant turret that I was talking about. So here we want to kill these soldiers at the end. Our goal is just to slay them, which opens up the door. But there's going to be an onslaught of other enemies due to the way that they're coded, so you just kill any enemies that come at you as you're doing this. And I take my suppressor out because, as you've noticed, it rips their shields off. So my favorite combo in this mission is the suppressor and the light rifle. And starting out, we had the battle rifle, the BR, which is actually a great headshot weapon. So I liked to use all that ammo up and then switch to the light rifle later on. So once you get to this room, you have to wait for this door to open. A checkpoint will hit, and then there's going to be tons of ammo in these crates on our left. And I should mention, by the way, some people will probably say that you should grab the sword. There's like an empty sword at the beginning of the mission, because when you have the sword, it makes you run 10% faster. But I disagree with that on Legendary, because I've actually found that it makes my route through the crawlers less consistent because you hit some of their spawns faster and they have more time to shoot at you. Alright, so here we want to pray for RNGesus to help us get through this. We're going to shoulder charge to the left here. Usually it's relatively safe, and this gives us time to get our shields back here so that as we jump up, there's one soldier who we have to take out, and then we can sprint past all these enemies on the right, hide right here to get our shields back. And then once we get our shields back, sprint to the right of this little hilltop mountain thingy and pray to RNGesus that the soldiers and crawlers do not shoot you up. Otherwise, you have to restart at the checkpoint, which isn't too far away, but of course you want to make it first try. That's always nice. Now here, if that guy's back is directly facing you, you can actually just one-shot melee him. But in this case, he was turned all the way to the right. And if we tried to hit him from behind, then we'd get lit up from the enemies on the floor. So we don't want to do that. Now here I probably could have thrown those pulse grenades a little bit better to rip these guys' shields off, and then I like to target the ones at the back with my light rifle first so that the other three are under the floor and I don't take much damage from them. Now, two things you need to look out for. One is there's a really obnoxious soldier on the far left, and there's some crawlers also on the floor that are going to be shooting you up. You see right there, they almost killed me. And what's worse, and this is the other thing you have to look out for, is sometimes they like to push up on you from behind. So you have to keep an eye on your radar and make sure you have your suppressor and light rifle with enough ammo that you can take out anyone who charges you. Now this part's beautiful. We grab the binary rifle. As soon as we've killed those, there's only 4 soldiers there that control that door. Once we kill those 4 soldiers, we grab the binary and sprint up to the very last room of the mission. Okay, to activate this door, we come right and stand by it. You'll see the loading done, means we're in a good place. And then I like to use the suppressor to quickly dispatch this first knight. At first I thought his death was scripted, but it turns out that only the initial part of him taking damage is scripted, and the rest is actually up to us to kill him. And there's another knight in here that his death might be scripted, but I kill him anyways. I'm not 100% sure if he dies if we don't shoot at him. But I quickly kill this second knight here with the binary. That's what you want that to look like, is with one clip with 2 bullets, you should be able to kill a knight. Now here I actually wind up missing the first shot because my teammate stands in my way and then the knight turns in that little second of time difference. So you use the light rifle to shoot off the right wing, which I guess is his left wing, and then that will cause him to rage. And if you shoot his face, he actually dies instantly. I do love this about the knights, that they have this mechanic where you can rip off certain body parts and then they're weak on their mouth and their back. So right there we saw that if we do shoot him enough from the front, then it causes his little mouth trap to open, and then you just shoot him in the face. And finally we clean up any crawlers left over. The Covenant should all be dead, and once you run to the door it's the end. But I saw this dude, zombie elite, and I thought that was hilarious. So that's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up, and I'll catch you next on Blue Team. Peace.